Hi, everybody. This is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently saw Red Lights, which is a supernatural, it's a supernatural, psychological, paranormal thriller. Oh, hi. What's the matter? That really reminds me of Butterfly Effect and just how insidious the nature of it is and very ominous. Uh, it's about a woman who, through the help of her friend Tom, who is involved in quantum physics, quantum mechanics, and the realm of the quanta and physics itself, they are out to debunk all things paranormal. Because if you know, there are people who do this, and they will fake things like poltergeists or the haunting or EVPs or a prodigy who hears the spirit of, say, they're somebody who is an up-and-coming pianist. They're autistic or something. And in the movie, it's a young boy who apparently he can paint unbelievably well, and he speaks, or the spirit of Van Gogh actually speaks to him, but they never encounter Jodie Foster, not Jodie Foster, Sigourney Weaver, and her partner. They never encounter anything out of the ordinary. They're always skeptical. They're always questioning, and they're always just trying to debunk all things that are pseudoscience, which a lot of pseudosciences nowadays, science is actually recognizing as not pseudoscience any longer. They are science. So, just saying, out of my purview, being somebody who wholeheartedly aspires and subscribes to holistic medicine as well as regular medicine, I think that holistic medicine is viable. I also believe that numerology has something to it. I believe that astronomy does too, to a certain degree. But science is actually discovering that it might be more than that. So yeah, this movie is very intriguing. It touches upon the pulse of something that's quite controversial, especially for those of us who consider ourselves alchemists, that we like to merge science and faith, because I feel the two belong together. Just like Newton believed this, and I believe Newton was right. But you've got this psychic. He can bend spoons, apparently. That brings to mind Uri Geller. If you don't know who Uri Geller was, I think Uri's still alive, but if you don't know who he is, then you can look him up, and you'll see there have been a lot of claims made about Mr. Geller, and some have said he's a phony and a fraud and all that, but of course, this psychic, he can bend spoons with his mind using TK, PK, but I believe that such things can exist, but you've got your true spoon benders, and then you've got your fakes. It's always hard to tell because, of course, you can put enough pressure on a spoon to bend it. Just finding the weak point in the metal, it takes some willpower and you can bend it. But yeah, even I knew that. But it's really a fantastic movie. I absolutely loved it. Whatever gardener recommended this to me in the past, thank you, because it was really quite scary in parts. It had jump scares. I loved it. I adore films that are very unnerving, and you're really quite on the edge of your seat, just feeling an adrenaline rush, just thinking what's going to happen next. I don't know what to anticipate. And the twist at the end, I really enjoyed. I thought, oh wow, that I had a feeling because of what he said earlier, and the main physicist, what he said earlier. I thought, wait, that's too obvious. And at first I thought, oh, he can't possibly mean that. Maybe he's just being flippant or facetious. Uh, no, not in this case. It's something that you had a feeling about, and you thought, I had to trust my gut on this. My intuition is always right. But he, after his partner has an incident that is just, it rocks his world. I'm not going to say what happens to her, but he goes looking for Silver, and then he realizes Silver's a fraud. And yeah, who knew? But it's just a movie about perception. It's a movie about belief. It's a movie that really is quite twisty, and it really makes your mind focus on what we consider real versus what we pretend to know, or what we feel like we know, or can we trust our eyes, can we trust anything. But Silver says that, and it's very intriguing. And silver was what alchemists used, and silver, to become refined in a fire, to drain away the dross you leave behind silver, because it put in a crucible. And I was thinking about that. I thought that's allegorical because elementally silver is pure. So it's ironic that his name is Simon Silver. And Simon, of course, if you know anything about apostles, I don't know. I'm actually going to do a little, just because I'm I'm actually going to look up the meaning of Simon. Just give me a second. Meaning of the name Simon.
According to Wikipedia, Simon is a common name from Hebrew. Simon, meaning listen and best.
Interesting. Yeah, he was apostle. The name is used in English-speaking countries. It has a British feel. Yes, it does, actually. He was known. It's a form of the name Simeon. Who knew? Sheesh, this is fascinating. Does it mean reed? I'm going to look that up as well. The herd. The one who is heard. It's thought to have meant reed, like a reed bending in the wind. It's not a German name. Stone. Of course, it comes from stone. We know that. Upon you I build the church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. That's in the New Testament. Forget what gospel that. Actually, it's Jesus speaking to Peter about his, if you love me, feed my sheep. If you love me, do you love me? Yes, Lord, I love you. It's after he denied him. Yeah, as he denied him 3 times, but Jesus came back and he redeemed him and tend my lambs. I remember that because I thought, wow, that's love to overlook. Of course, he predicted it. He said that this would happen. But that brings that to mind too, and I thought authors choose their names very well. And Tom, of course, the doubter. And I was just thinking the name of Sigourney's character. I can't, it was Vicky or something. I can't remember what her name was, but 5 stars. It's really a tremendous film. I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, it will definitely bring up a lot of questions. If you're a believer like me and you like to think that the paranormal has merit and you believe in the afterlife, of course, it gives a good perspective of the atheist point of view, which I respect atheists, but I don't understand why they feel that way, because I think there's more than enough evidence out there to conclude that there is a God. Please don't hurt me, but I know for a fact that there is a God. That's my conviction, and I'm unabashed and unashamed. But of course, this is a movie that really challenges a lot of that and brings it to a conclusion that there are things that are so beyond us, beyond our realm of thinking, and beyond what we can comprehend in the natural. So, as I stated before, I really feel that science and religion need to be together. They have to be married in order for anything to make sense in this world, or beyond it. But I feel like there are so many things, just like the movie hints at. There's so many elements that I think we are not meant to understand here in our vessels that we inhabit. But the movie is just absolutely phenomenal. If you have the chance to see it, if you're into conspiracy, if you're into the supernatural like me, and just have a hunger to know more about the metaphysical part of our lives that happens all around us, and so many people don't even notice it or feel it or sense it. And it's just like the leader of Drum Circle said, they're sleepers, but there's a shift coming, just like Victor likes to talk about. Victor likes to talk about it. His friend likes to talk about it. Robert Link likes to talk about it. Ralph Smart. They all mention this, and they're all right. They are all correct. But there is an awareness that is awakening amongst all of us. Those of us who are already alert to it are woke. We know. We're aware. We're quite aware. We feel this daily, especially this year. Oh my goodness, there's been such a paradigm shift. Trust me. But this movie is just, it's so very on the pulse of what's happening right now in our world and what we can experience coming 2020. And of course, those numbers are interesting too if you think about numerology. But yeah, I could go into a whole discourse on this subject if I wanted to, but to spare you the agonizing details, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to lose any of you, and I don't want to put you to sleep. So, just like I said, 2 thumbs way up, 5 stars, hands down. A absolutely tremendous supernatural thriller. It'll keep you on the edge of your seat. You will be expecting the twist ending, but it will leave you with a sense of, my intuition was right, and